In underscoring the special attention required by seniors, Professor Denise Eldemeyer Scherer, with responsibility for public health and aging at UWI, shared the numbers behind the global impact.
So COVID-19 is killing 13.4% of patients over 80, compared to only 1.25% in their 50s and 0.3% in the 40s. Therefore, this speaks to the importance of trying to protect. And we now know something we didn't know 4 weeks ago, and as everybody says, this is very evolving. As we get more and more cases, unfortunately, we get more and more information. The sharp divide is at age 70. It's 4% of people in the 60s, doubling for the 70s. So we begin to see that it's 70 and over where we need to focus.
Dr. Eldemeyer Scherer also noted that in Italy, 83% of the deaths were over 60 years old. The issue of social isolation during the COVID-19 era can be particularly difficult for seniors, and she has challenged families to step up their understanding and care within the guidelines.
Family, of course, here does not mean biological only. Many of our older person has the person next door, the neighbor next door, who is the real family, the 24-hour family. So family here is your community family, your church family. Someone can come, yes, they can come, because if they sanitize and they put on their gloves, they can find out where on which channel, because most of us with 700 channels haven't a clue where to go. So one of the gifts that you can give an older person is to go and find their church service for them and show them which channel and how to get there. Market. Where on radio? We have so many radio stations now. The younger people can find out which church service is going on, who is doing what. Is it Reverend Blair? Is it somebody else? Who is the sermon for Sunday? And I warn you, older people do not think it's church without singing. And they say they have to hear this song. So you have to get a real church service.
Additionally, the professor for aging recommended the need for families to also set up a routine.
So it's for a family member to sit and figure out what is the routine for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and a routine which has some interaction. Maybe it's doing homework via the telephone with a grandchild, and have a plan. A plan for this routine, but also, most importantly, a plan if you get sick.
With aging comes the loss of memory and other disorders, and this can result in increased anxieties for family members.
They're certainly going to ignore the warnings. They're not going to self-quarantine, and they're not going to isolate. And families are going to get very frustrated because you're telling this person to stay inside and they're going outside. And then there are the caregiver issues. There are many caregivers today who cannot come out of St. Catherine. There are many caregivers that are coming out of areas, and the family wants to know how to test them because they're coming out. I was talking to one who's coming from Spanish Town. So we have said do temperatures because they can't get tested. The mother in this case has a peg tube, so she is at risk. Can the caregiver come?
Javon Keys, Frontline News.